RZR Off-Road Racing. The 2014 Polaris RZR off-road race season began with the first of 6 Best in the Desert Championship races, the THR Motorsports Parker 250.
We're at the Parker 250. This is my third time here at the Parker 250, second time driving. This is the first race in the Best in the Desert series, kicking off the 2014 season. Super excited about it.
2013 was our second year doing this. We had high expectations. You know, we come off of winning the championship in 2012. You know, the year was full of highs and lows, but had some big wins. We went to Mexico for the first time. We were able to pull off the Baja 1000, which was a pretty cool deal. And between that and the Mint, it was an okay season.
Last year was disappointing for us because, you know, we were down to the last race, and you know, you throw a race out and it kind of depends on how that falls. So it was tough for us. You know, we had a good car and a couple things that didn't go our way. And you know, it's a new year and come out swinging out this first one, and you know, see if we can put a win in and just take them one at a time.
The 2013 season was a tough season for us. We came in the last race of the season and we had 1 point gap between second and third place. I don't think we've ever seen points that tight. We ended up pulling it through. It was a race all the way down to the very end. We ended up winning the championship in the last race of the season. Very last race of the season, we ended up pulling it off. It was a miracle. What had to happen, happened, and there's no other way to explain it. It was a perfect finish.
Schueler will have his hands full defending his 2013 title as the UTV field continues to grow. 2014 will see the class expand to nearly 35 vehicles, making it one of the largest and most competitive classes in the Best in the Desert series.
There's a lot of new cars this year, and that's what me and Mark were just talking about, and you know, how many cars are here overall, and just how much it says for the sport, and how much everyone's put into it to watch it grow and develop. That's been one of my biggest pleasures, just watching how much the sport's grown. But we get a couple things ironed out. It'll be hopefully it'll be a good year for us.
Yes, we got a brand new RZR XP 1000 that we're debuting at this race. The guys from Jagged X built it for us, and it's an awesome car. A big part of what we talked about before we built the car was everything is about weight and weight reduction. So they were able to take a lot of weight out of this car versus the old car. First off, this was going from a 4-seater to a 2-seater. But every single part that went into this car was looked at and dissected to see is this the lightest we can do this part in before it went into the car. You know, our goal for this year is to finish top 3, and I think we have the right car to do it.
2014, we're a legitimate factory Polaris-backed team, so we're pretty excited about that. You know, we want to go out there and represent well, brand Cognito the best we can, help Polaris along the way, and hopefully it's a nice partnership. So we've got our new car from Polaris. It's an XP4 1000. The timeline between when we got the car to the first race of the year is a little too tight for us to finish that car, so we're back at it with our 900. New for that car is our new long travel suspension, 18 inches of rear travel, 17 inches of front, all Cognito and Fox suspension.
This upcoming season it's going to be just tighter. All these guys out there, they know what they're doing. You know, you got a bunch of top runners out there that are good car builders or good racers, and it's going to be really tough, man. You can't slack off at all. We've got one throw-out race, and that's it. And we need to make all your races count, and it goes right down to the end, like always.
As the bright sun rose over the Arizona skyline, 33 UTVs lined up, ready to do battle. The Parker 250 has a low championship points value and is often used as a proving ground for newly built machines with low miles, because one of the 6 Best in the Desert races can be thrown out when calculating points at the end of the year. Kevin Schreiber of One Gear Racing rocketed off the start line first at 8:09 a.m., followed by Christina Perkins in her new Perkins Dirt Cognito RZR. After a brief problem starting their car, Coastal Racing shot off the line side by side with Craig Scanlon in his new Jagged X XP 1000. Kiger and Scanlon battled back and forth for the first 10 miles of the race. as the 1919 Jagged X RZR of Schueler and 1918 Cognito Motorsports RZR of Lambert left the start line and joined the battle, the bright sun and dust made visibility a challenge. At race mile 13, Craig Scanlon lost a fuel pump relay, which forced him to stop and make a mechanical repair. Scanlon would battle new car gremlins for most of the race. Both the Perkins Dirt and Cognito RZRs sustained heavy suspension damage during lap 1, forcing them to retire early. Coastal Racing's Scott Kiger surged to the front of the pack by the end of lap 1. He was followed closely by the Jagged X car of Brandon Schueler, who fought through the brutal Parker dust and began to put pressure on Kiger. Both cars pitted quickly and headed out on their second and final lap.
1934 is about 10 miles out. We're bringing it in. We're going to throw about 10 gallons in it. Head back out.
We just finished lap number 1, so looking good so far. The car looked good, everything was dry. We splashed a little fuel and we'll do this lap again and see what happens.
After leading most of the race, Scott Kiger lost a rear axle near the remote pit on the final lap. He kept on the gas but soon lost a second axle. Powered only by his 2 front wheels, he was forced to slow down. Brandon Schueler seized the opportunity, passed him, and took the lead on the last part of the final lap. Brandon Schueler crossed the finish line first with a time of 3 hours and 37 minutes.
I think we kind of lucked out. We started way back in the pack, but we ended up pulling it off. I think we may have pulled off a first. It's not official yet.
Scott Kiger finished 12 minutes behind him and managed a respectable second place overall.
The car ran great, handled great. He couldn't have been happier with that. No problems. 10 miles out from the second pit, probably, maybe not even that far. CV like loose going down that graded road. And we watched Brandon drive by.
Newcomer Kevin Shrive of One Gear Racing finished 4th overall and made a statement about their championship ambitions.
So we kind of were real conservative on the first lap. Kind of didn't know the train for our first time being at Parker. It was a tough race, but our big thing was just finishing, getting through it.